Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Boys and a Movie, where we sit, analyze, and dissect a new film that has released. I am Sanjay Ponappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya.
Rest in peace.
And today
Yes.
we are going to dissect Leo movie. Before that, Nanbas, Yellarku Vanakkam. This is our opinion. Okay, opinion mattunda.
Ama.
So watch our full video before jumping into the comment section and blasting that you don't like Vijay, you're anti-Vijay fans. We do enjoy Vijay movies. And we had so
Yes.
much expectations. Na ready, matlab, we were ready for the movie. But you know what happened. We'll just share our opinion with you. They might be, you might have different opinions. You are totally open. The comment box is open to blast. But it's a humble request. Please watch the entire video and then let us know your opinions
Yes.
in the comments below. Yes, Sanjay. First, we'll give a quick review without any spoilers.
Wait, yeah, non-spoiler review in the first part. What did you think of the film?
In one line, if I have to put it, Leo is half-baked movie in every sense other than Vijay's performance. Vijay performance, trust
Yeah.
me, it was 200% worth it. There are some flashes now that I'm talking, I can still get flashes of some emotional scenes, those close-up shots where even Vijay is acting with his
Yes.
eyes. So he was really good. Other than
him
Vijay,
screaming, the intensity in his
yeah, exactly. So Vijay gave his 100%. Other than that, everything
Yes.
else was half baked. In its most purest sense, half baked. So let's talk more of that. But for Vijay's performance, if you like Vijay's performance, you can definitely watch the movie. If you want to know the connections, if you are
Yeah.
still not spoiled with the information, if you want to know how is it related to LCU, you can watch the movie. It's definitely a popcorn flick. You can definitely give it a shot.
Okay, so what I felt was just the good things about the film was the Vijay's performance, the family dynamic, the characterizations given to all the family members, all of those things I liked. And if you can notice it, all of these things were there in the first half. So the first half was just brilliant in my opinion.
Correct.
But the second half was, if not just as bad, it was on the way towards being one of the biggest letdowns in recent cinema at least.
I've not in recent cinema, bro. I've not seen I don't remember a movie where the first half was so good, like out of the box. It was brilliant, and the second half was such a letdown.
I mean, see, one more thing to consider here is the amount of expectations that was mounted on Lokesh.
Correct.
Given that he is this, genius director, writer, and all of that. The amount of expectations that he has, I mean, people have on him. I guess that kind of it became detrimental towards his own output here with Leo. Because the masses expected so much, and that is probably also a reason why people are so underwhelmed, including me.
But I strongly feel that, see, end of the day, whatever happens, director has the major share of blame. Whether blame in good sense and bad sense, credit or blame, whatever,
Yeah.
the majority of it comes to the director. But I feel there is lot more than just Lokesh Kanakaraj for the second half, the kind of second half that they gave. Let's talk about that. So now from here on, we're going to talk spoilers, heavy spoilers. So if you didn't watch the movie and if you're looking forward to watch the movie, first go watch the movie and come back. And don't forget to mention in the comments
Yes.
below what were your initial thoughts. With that, I couldn't, it took one,
Again.
like we spoke for 2 hours, me and Sanjay, about this. And I legit wrote down my points in a piece of paper and I got so that I'll not miss out because I was really expecting a lot from this movie.
So before once again, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the film, please go watch it and then do make sure you come back to watch the rest of this video.
Yeah, please
Yes,
do come back.
let's move on.
Yeah, so
What do we talk about first?
First, we'll talk about the
Not a
good
shocker. Let's talk about superstar
Vijay.
Thalapathy Vijay.
Thalapathy Vijay.
Were you ready for Vijay's performance like this?
See, it's, how do I tell you? So there were comparisons with Basha and his previous movie Terry also. But there is a very template kind of script. You know, the structure of the story, it's a very generic story. You know, disguise, a character living in disguise, a new world, new life.
It's also, if we put it in light terms, it is an inspiration from a Hollywood film.
Correct.
If if we put it in a little more bit of a harsh way, it is a rip-off too.
It is a rip-off too.
But
a small clue, if you guys know the movie name, please mention it in the comments below. A clue, the end of that movie name is violence. Something violence.
Yes.
What is that? Mention it in the comments below.
So, just tell me, what did you feel about Vijay's performance in the film?
Exactly. So Vijay's performance, it feels like every frame, not even every scene, every frame Vijay gave his heart to the movie. Whether it be emotional scenes or take any action scenes or take any scenes where it's just processing. And especially it's very rare that you see a big star-led movie and a star carrying that movie going through emotional turmoil to the level where it's psychological. So your face has to say something else, but your actions has to say something else. There are those portions in Leo after he comes out of jail from the remand home. There are those scenes where he's really going through a very tough time of, you know, that song was coming in the background, and it was really, really refreshing to see a star picking up a role like that and giving his 100% to that role. It was beautifully done. And also the emotional scene between Trisha and Vijay in the second half.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh my god, that's the kind of cry that you want to see on screen, the emotional connect. And
The kind of cry, if you ask me, it was not only about that. The whole way, the camaraderie between him and Gautam Menon.
Correct.
Or even though it was just a little, the relationship between him and Napoleon.
Correct. There were two scenes, but the scene where he
him,
exploded and the scene where he's like...
It was great.
Yeah.
And every time he started screaming, one thing, I could see the resemblance, him, hyena and all, but it actually gave me goosebumps in the theater.
Correct.
The intensity, we could feel that he doesn't want to fight, but he is fighting. We could feel his frustration through every scream he had.
Correct.
But here's another... all of these memories, at least most of it, except for the Trisha scene, is all from the first half. So in the second half, what do you think about his performance? Which part was memorable for you?
Which part was memorable for me? First of all, the transition, okay? So from Parthiban to Leo, the way he was looking, the way he carried out Leo role, he looked younger, he looked more energetic. It was so good to see him that way, but the problem is it was for a very brief moment.
Exactly. It was so, this was not half-baked, this was not baked at all. They just gave us the floor.
Exactly. That's the letdown. It is not Vijay who was struggling, or it is not Vijay's fault at any given point because he gave us 100%. But the problem is, it's not even direction, because whatever the scenes that were in the final edit had that punch packed properly. But the problem is, we wanted more of it to join the lines and have a wholesome experience. It felt like half of the pieces of the movie were missing, especially the second half. If I have to compile the second half,
just punches.
Exactly. Scene, fight, scene, fight, scene, fight. Especially the flashback moment, it's just 3 scenes. Establishment, conflict in a song, na ready song. Between the song, there's conflict establishment.
The song was supposed to be a good thing. One thing I was looking forward to before going to the theaters was this song. I wanted to see how the theater is going to erupt and all of that.
Correct. But it was such a disappointment. We were like, I was in that josh of enjoying Vijay's song, his dancing. I also wanted to dance, but suddenly cut to, and they're talking serious stuff. Like the stuff that gives chills down your spine. Gore, it's scary. And you cut to the song. like I don't know what Lokesh was trying to do with that portion, but clearly that failed miserably. That's a very bad choice of placing those scenes. See, those scenes need establishment, development, arc,
Exactly.
connection.
And there was so much scope for it too. It was not like they didn't have a good backstory. I was very invested in knowing who this Leo is. So many
Correct.
people were coming. People from Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu were coming to Himachal Pradesh to search for this person, hunting
Correct.
for this person. There was so much mystery behind him. None of it got solved. Nothing got answered.
Correct.
Nobody answered why he changed his lifestyle all of a sudden. Nobody answered why he didn't go out for revenge for his
Correct.
sister.
No, see, if you sit and think, you'll get answers to all of these. But the problem is, it's not audience thing to sit and think, oh, that's why this. No, it should be shown. You should feel that emotion while you're watching
Yeah.
the movie. If not, you'll just say it's a brilliant source material. Why will you talk about a movie? Because it's an experience that you take away. And I personally
Again,
feel
we,
like the
we
high.
can sit and
Yeah.
we can sit and think that he probably got fed up or didn't want to get into that world again or any of that, but none of it aligns with whatever 5 minutes of Leo's characteristics they showed.
Exactly.
He was out there chasing police cops, beating police people up.
Exactly. They see the way Parthiban character. The reason why first half works so well is because every character, even though they are for brief moments, even the world around Leo, the Parthiban character, it was built so
Parthiban.
beautifully. The Tangachi sister character, marriage was established. And she's the waitress in the movie. So even a smallest character was taken so much care. Then what happened with the title role, Leo? Why was that role handled
the
in such
title
a
itself is wrong. This is supposed to be
Parthiban?
not
Yeah.
Leo.
And when it comes to that Leo whole segment, I feel like there's this one scene where when Arjun gets to know that looking at the Parthiban photo at the newspaper, he'll go back and he'll get that photo frame and he'll break the glass, and that's the Leo reveal, right? Leo reveal. I felt more high watching that scene than any of the Leo scenes.
Actual Leo scenes, yeah.
Yeah,
I felt
actually.
like that would make a great segue into the backstory.
Exactly. It's like suddenly they ended up into these boxes tropes where now the interval is over, so let's start with a flashback. Now there's a song, now it's a reveal, now it's like ticking the boxes. I personally feel like some mistake happened on the edit table where everything was shot and ready. I really want to ask Lokesh Kanakaraj this question. Did you miss out, like, because it's already 2 or 44 minutes long, did you cut out most of the scenes of the second half just to fit it to a 3-hour duration, or was this the plan?
Yeah. I want to ask him if he watched Jawan and changed the script a little bit.
No, let's not get into that, because I personally feel Lokesh Kanakaraj is far better filmmaker than Atlee in terms of storytelling. I like Atlee movies, nothing against him. But as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, I feel Lokesh Kanakaraj tries little more than Atlee, but that didn't happen in the movie.
I feel that too, but he didn't tell the story.
Yeah.
That's
the problem.
Bro,
Madonna character
with
was
Kaidi
totally
and
wasted.
Vikram, with Kaidi and Vikram, I loved him. I respect him a lot. We need more of these filmmakers in the Indian film fraternity.
Correct.
And when this happens to because it is for him that we are there at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. I am sitting in Bangalore. We had 4 o'clock shows. It is for him and Vijay, right?
Correct.
It is for the story. Where it felt like the storyteller missed his mark.
Correct. Definitely.
Anyway, let's talk about other aspects. How was the action for you in the film?
So, action scene, the most hyped action scene, the Hyena action scene, what I personally felt is it's really good. It's done well, but I didn't get. I feel like that Hyena scene should have been a suspense one. They shouldn't have revealed it, because like the train sequence in the Mission
start
Impossible.
or in the climax.
Yeah, exactly. That should be a scene that you should watch it in theater. The first Hyena scene. The second one was brilliant. It's like that classic LOKI twist.
Nice callback, yeah.
Yeah, the callback twist, that was good, but the first sequence, it was really good. But if I didn't know that's what all happened with that sequence, I think it would be more, it's a goosebumps moment. It would have elevated the experience more. But one scene that I really liked in this movie, especially the action scene, is one is that no doubt the Wild Beans cafe,
The drone.
the cafe fight.
Oh.
That was the best, one of the best scenes. If you're an
Yeah,
aspiring
me too, for me
filmmaker,
too,
you should
bro.
really look at that scene to learn a lot of things. If not for anything,
That
at least for that
whole
one action
scene is
scene, I'll
written
go
so
back.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go back
That
to watch the
whole
movie.
scene.
Yeah.
From the moment Vijay enters into the scene and sees the waitress at gunpoint,
Correct.
I really thought that this character, because he was given so much screen time in the trailer, I thought he was going to carry on until the end.
Correct. Bro, let's not
That's
even
the
talk
first-
about characters, okay? Miskin was wasted. Anurag Kashyap is in the frame for, for what joy, I don't know. He's just there
To
like
get
any
two
other
bullets.
dummy character. He's wasted.
Yeah.
Priya Anand is wasted.
Wasted.
Other than Gautam Menon, I don't think any other character artist bro, what are we talking?
Gautam Menon also, after a point,
The main villains, Arjun and Sanjay Dutt, are wasted. There's no point in complaining.
Wait. No, we'll get to that. Don't dissect. Come on. I know we both are frustrated, but let's not deviate.
Yeah.
Coming back to the cafe fight scene.
Yeah.
The way it was written, right from building up the intensity.
Correct.
It's not like they came up, they spoke in front of him and he got angry and started beating them up. No, the intensity was built so slowly, so nicely. The way he first behaves with the waitress and then how he continues threatening, the rest of the gang members come in.
Correct.
Oh my God, I could feel what, Parthiban was feeling at that
Correct.
moment. That is how brilliant the writing was at that point.
And throughout that action sequence, that story was, constantly coming in my head. I'm like, will he do it or will he not do it? We know where that story is leading, where that scene is leading.
Yeah.
So the story that he told to his son, it's constantly coming. Will he do it? Will he not do it? Will he find out another way or
That is
do it?
another brilliant point.
Yeah.
The way that was, oh my God. See, this is why we love the first half so much.
Exactly. That's the Lokesh Kanakaraj kind of, the mark.
Yeah.
That fight scene was really good, even though it was not emotionally so, how do I tell you, connected to the story or to the audience. There's a fight in second half. I don't know if you realized. It's a drone shot. The drone
Yeah.
fight where everything is placed. I don't know how much of it is CG and how much of it is real. But whatever I heard, it's really shot. But kudos to the entire action team and the camera team for achieving that feat. Because it's really,
Yes,
like visually,
absolutely.
imagine when you're watching only, you feel, you feel a little dizzy. It's difficult to watch. Imagine achieving it on screen, getting it done. Oh my God, such a brilliant
See, it
fight.
also had, that scene was impactful too, even though the previous couple of scenes were such major letdowns.
Correct.
This fight scene was, definitely leading on after the Na Rediya Varve song.
Correct.
It was after that, and then he gets to know that his father wants to kill him and all of that. This is where that fight scene happens. Even though we were already let down, even though we were, not feeling good about the film at that point, this particular action sequence actually brings back everybody's attention to the screen.
Correct.
And then they let it go again.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about the let go. Villains. Let's talk about villains. What do you think? I already said my point, so you tell me.
So I felt like, especially the way there was a promo for Sanjay Dutt, there was a promo for Arjun Sarja. What was the point of all that if you're not going to use them?
I think that's the only source material they have. Other than that, I don't think there's any other scene in which they are there in the movie. Yeah, that one fight scene, Sanjay Dutt is there and climax.
I was really invested in Sanjay Dutt when he first came up. he landed in Himachal Pradesh, met with Vijay,
Correct.
and then met Trisha and the baby girl too.
Yeah.
He saved her basically.
Exactly. That scene had more emotional connect than the scene where Sanjay Dutt is trying to kill his children. It's so sad. It's bizarre. That was utterly wasted.
And with Arjun Sarja also,
Yeah.
from the film, whatever we saw, we know that he doesn't like Leo and Leo doesn't like him.
But why?
There isn't a proper thing. But yeah, exactly. Where is the answer to the big question? Why?
Oh my god. Good actors.
Let's not even talk about the rest of the villains in
Yeah.
the film. They were just there.
They were just there.
Anurag Kashyap just there.
Miskin sir just there.
I guess Anurag Kashyap just went to Tamil Nadu one day. He was like
Yeah.
talking to Lokesh. Hey, मेरे को एक chance देना छोटा सा.
ऐसे ही शूट
छोटा सा
सेट पे आ
ठीक
गए
है
तो आ गए
ये लो 2 गोली कर.
2 गोली खाओ. It feels like Lokesh, either lot of scenes went missing on editable, or Lokesh was so confused with the second half, he has sadly presented it. Either of this happened. If not, or else I sometimes feel like some scenes are forcefully included in the screenplay, especially all those scenes which involve the Lokesh Cinematic Universe, which ate away some screen time but still didn't have that emotional punch.
I know. For example, the AU girl. What's her name?
Ah, oh god.
I'm sorry.
Moan.
It was a memorable scene. So
Yeah, she's there for like she has 2 frames. One frame, it's a pleasure.
one.
Pleasure
she's
is all
sitting,
mine.
She's standing and walking out.
Yeah, that. Also, even Kamal Hassan didn't land well, bro. The climax one, I was like blah,
Yeah.
blah. That's the
Sir.
reaction.
Please record one voiceover and send it to us.
Sir, the universe expand பண்ணோம். So ஒரே ஒரு scene. Voice over போதும் sir. I think that's how it happened in the background. Okay.
Okay.
And he said something on call and that's Datura is not enough. There's so much of drugs happening. That's all. Over. LCU.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Avengers are assembling.
Exactly.
Rolex is our Thanos.
Yeah. Rolex is our Thanos.
I mean, yeah. This is too much for Rolex to handle, dude. There are so many people. Give us land some villains as well, no?
Yeah. We need good villains. We have good villains, but we need more elevations for them. Even music, bro. See, every aspect is half-baked. Like, first half is good, second half is bad. Villains, the first half villains are good, but they have potential, but they are not utilized well. The action sequences, they are good, but in some action sequences are half-baked. Same with music. The song Naredi
LCU
is okay.
connection.
LCU connection also. So half-baked. There's so much potential.
Napoleon was used properly, but
Yeah.
I like Napoleon scene, especially the one where he is injured and there are goons entering the house.
Yeah. And that giggle also where, did you really kill all of them? I'm like, no. Don't tell anybody I'm going to retire. That joke also landed well.
Yeah.
Even music was a
Last thing.
kind of let down.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Anirudh and music.
Yeah, bro. So BGM, I am really, so when I heard the badass BGM, I was kind of okay. But after watching it in the movie, I am really vibing to that music. The way the instrumentation, or it's simple, but it's really good. But I feel like that's the only BGM that worked. And also, I am kind of, let us know in the comments below, guys, is it just me or all of you? It's kind of saturation for Lokesh movies that, he's using those old songs, Kamal Hassan reference songs or whatever those songs, and then, trying to just use them as the background music. The nostalgia hit is good, but it's kind of saturated at this point.
Yeah, so at least in this film, it's not about saturation. If you use it well, that hits properly. It felt like the way it was being used here, the scenes and the song didn't really work hand in hand.
Yeah, Hindi.
We see it a lot in Hollywood films. So
Yeah.
every one of the Guardians of the James Gunn's films.
Correct.
He uses retro music,
Correct.
but all of them land.
Exactly.
It's not like. So it was just.
And it's disappointing
Leo.
because Lokesh Kanakaraj has, you know, these are his tropes, and he is famous for doing this right. Like that fight scene in Vikram, the jail fight scene, Walkway. Such a brilliant scene. And I don't know why this scene went, this way in this movie. And
Even with this, the cafe scene also had retro music.
Correct.
playing,
The
right?
cafe scene
That
was
felt
good.
Proper.
Yeah, that scene was really good. That scene was really good. I really like that scene. But yeah, I don't think it's like a Anirudh movie that you'll remember because there's really nothing big that he contributed to the movie. And I feel like 70% of the movie there was some music in the background. The silence for some time in some scenes I was like, there is some silence in the screen. I'm like, nice. I don't know, for some reason I felt that breath of fresh air. Yeah, I'm listening to the dialogues.
And I don't know, it seems like this was unlucky for Anirudh because Na Ready is a good song.
Correct.
But then it got screwed up with the visuals.
Yeah. I'm like, he's upset. Maybe Lokesh told Anirudh that, I'm using this song in this way. And then Anirudh is like, okay, I'm not going to give you any more songs because I gave you a chartbuster and you ruined it. That's it for you. You don't get more.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is the roundup. But before closing, we'll put how can we put this movie in a better way? How can we phrase it in a better way? I'll start. So what I feel is, imagine Sanjay Dutt role parallelly, instead of introducing that role halfway in a way where that was introduced, like he gets to know that Leo is still alive, he is somebody called Parthiban, or that whole confusion part. They could have avoided that, and they could have built it in a way that the tobacco factory or whatever, to the level which it reached, they didn't show that yet, but to the level it reached, it's still not doing great. And he has this tendency of believing in all these superstitions, and he's killing people to find that right thing. And he has this frustration of killing his own children, or something of that sort should have been established, that he has some superstition in the background. And then slowly when the reveal hits, and this is, that happens, I feel the punch, if not revealing that there's some guilt in him and he's looking for somebody, and that's how, if they developed it right, that portion would have been betterly handled. And I also feel like so many characters were wasted, so there's no point in introducing them and wasting the screen time. That marriage sequence in the starting, there was so much, even though they were great, there was so much time wasted on that. Instead of that, they could have used it for development of characters, or having a fight scene of what is happening in that kingdom. Harold or Anthony, what are they doing? Setting up that. I feel that would have been more emotionally gripping, and especially, if not anything, if they cut down this movie to 2.5 hours, removing all those portions where Vijay was like, I am not Leo, oh my god, okay, fine bro, you are not Leo, done. I made peace with it. I don't know for what reason Arjun and...
Even Arjun Sarja made peace with it at the end.
Yeah, see, if you feel like, no, this is the guy, you are killers, just kill him. Just take him and kill him. Done. Hua to hua, nahi hua to nahi hua. All that. But what is this? You want him to confirm, and that's when you'll kill. As if this is your first murder. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
So if these things were little betterly handled, I feel like Leo would have been far better product than what it is today. But still, for Vijay's performance and first half, I'll definitely give it a watch. What is your version? What do you think should be changed?
So, in my opinion, exactly. All the complaints that we addressed, at least use the main two villains that you've properly established since the start. Give them a good arc at least. Even though it is small, give them some reason and meaning. Give some proper meaning and justice to the characters. So, in my opinion, although the first half is really good, I feel like first half would have been a better, at least at the end of the first half, if they had already introduced Leo, that would give them enough time to actually open up the character and show it to the people.
Correct.
And, give us reason why he left that life, why was this change. Okay, don't give us where he met Trisha, don't give us the children and all of that. We don't need answers for that. At least give us the reason why he turned his shade so much.
Correct.
He was a dark character. He was a villain character who completely switched to being a proper good guy.
Yeah, if it's just sister emotion, they
that.
should have established that. Sister means a lot to
Sister
him,
emotion.
and that changed him. They could have developed
What
it in that
changed
way.
him? Sister got killed. He is a ruthless guy. He was
Yeah.
feared by so many people and he just ran away.
Yeah.
It just didn't. That part needs to be changed.
Yeah, that was
I
not
felt
convincing.
like one other opportunity that was missed is giving a Rolex link in this film. Sanjay Dutt. This was all 22 years before, no?
Correct.
Parthiban and Leo, there was a gap of 22 years.
Correct.
So they could have placed a little kid with Sanjay Dutt, given him like 10 seconds of fame, and turned him into Rolex.
Yeah.
That would have been a better link than Augal.
And I also thought Sandy Master role would be, little betterly handled. Why is he like that or whatever in the background? He's so scary. He's so evil with his looks and his demeanor, his acting, but it's just stupid. When I watched him in the trailer, I'm like, oh my god, there's something scary. Like one Bhavani kind of character is coming and then
Yeah.
there's nothing.
I actually liked that. When, I thought, okay, this is the main villain according to the trailer. He can't die so soon. But even when he was pointing the gun, I felt, okay, something's going to happen. He's not going to die now. And when he died, I had that Game of Thrones moment. When Ned Stark dies
Correct.
in the first season,
Yeah.
I had that moment. So I actually liked it.
Opinions.
Anyway.
Opinions. So you have a different
that was
opinion. I
my-
have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Similarly, audience,
And
we
so
are
will
again
all
telling
the
you.
audience.
Exactly. You might have a different opinion and you can completely disagree with any of our point and mention your reasons why you disagree so that we can have discussions about cinema and try to understand different perspectives. And we can keep a healthy comment box where if someone has a great idea, a lot of people will appreciate that also. So please mention whatever, and especially what things could have been betterly handled in Leo. If you have some opinions, please put that in the comments below also. That's it for today's video. We'll be back with another interesting video. Until then, please subscribe for our channel, that is SoSouth, and please give us a like. That'll really, really motivate us. I'll be back with another video. Until then, this is Maruti Acharya.
And I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And
And you are watching India Today's SoSouth.